Welcome to our 5-part series for how to get every Overdrive initiative mission done. Before we start, every month we do a giveaway. This month's giveaway prize will be a Hull A. To enter, subscribe to the channel, like or dislike a video, and leave a comment on a video from this month. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. I won't go too much into the details of what the missions are. I'll just say what I've learned. This is for people who are having a hard time and have already attempted them for the most part, but you could still get something from this if it's your first time. So I'll start with some general tips for pretty much anybody that's doing these missions. Make sure you eat and drink before you start every mission, because you do not want to be in the middle of a mission and die because you didn't eat or drink something. Refuel and repair before every mission, just to nip that in the bud. Then reset your respawn location at a space station for quick redeployment, or the Carrack, which could be your best friend if you are using it for the tier 2 med bed, if you need to take a few vehicles with you and you happen to have one. Now, make sure you also prep before every mission. I mean, every single mission, even if it's part of a mission, make sure you prep before it. Also, work on your communication. Communication can be the difference between passing these missions and failing these missions. These missions are best attempted late night when servers are fairly empty. Prepare to server hop, and don't be afraid to use European and American server swaps to find your empty server. Check your mission history to make sure you completed the mission after every single part. Beware of the server frames per second. If the frames are high, expect higher difficulty in FPS related missions. If frames are low, expect higher difficulty in ship combat related missions. As always, be aware of griefers just trying to ruin the fun. So this one is the third intel mission. You cannot get to the second or the third, of course, unless you've you finished the first. So this is the third mission, so you need to finish the first and the second one. This one is the Xenothreat Incursion. So to prep for this one, you don't really need armor for this one. You could just wear a flight suit, for extra run speed. Don't worry too much about what you're taking with you on this one. Worry about what's on your ships. And when I say worry about what's on your ships, that means take some fully crewed ships that deal some heavy DPS and that have decent quantum fuel. I suggest the Inferno, Corsair, Redeemer, Scorpius, F8, Connie. All these ships have really decent quantum fuel, so you might not even have to go refuel at all if you take these ships. I've used the Inferno quite a lot during these missions, so that one's one of my top recommendations. I didn't get a chance to use the Redeemer because I don't currently have my Redeemer, but I think that one also might do really well in this situation. And the F8, a lot of the people with me used F8, so that was very useful. You'll need to do this mission 5 times. So quantum fuel capacity is important unless you want the mission to last much, much longer. So make sure you set aside some time as well, because it's a long one. So change your stock ship loadouts to, those fast drives or the high capacity ones. And then there's some that have both. Make sure you have good quantum drives in there, whether it's for speed or whether it's for capacity of the quantum drive. While you're at it, make sure you upgrade everything else, your shields, your coolers, your ship weapons. So this mission will take a long time. You gotta set aside, like I said, a lot of time to finish all 5 parts. But this is one of the few missions that is completely soloable. Like I say in every one of these, though, make sure you know that my recommendation is you bring at least 3 people. 4 is suggested. 4 is, I think, the perfect amount of people. Well, I wouldn't say perfect. The more, the merrier. But 4 is a really good starting point. 3 is like the absolute minimum. And let's get started with it. So the way this works is there's like 24 ships that show up, and you basically just got to take them all out, right? But it is a server-wide mission, which means you might show up and it's already started, and you might show up and it's already done. You might get credit for not even doing it. It's a little crazy. All right. So let's just start with how you do it, right? So the whole server participates in these missions. So make sure you get there fast after accepting the mission. That means don't accept the mission until after you prep. And then that way you know that for sure it's going to be working for you. Location. Well, I wouldn't say for sure it works for anything in Star Citizen, so take that with a grain of salt. But it's really about the location. So these missions, they normally happen on asteroid belts near a moon or of a major planet, right? So make sure you use outposts to refuel and rearm in between each mission. You may need every single bullet because there's 24 targets, and 4 or 5 of those are going to be hammerheads. So make sure you take out the smaller fighters first before you go after those hammerheads. The hammerheads are slow and they're going to have a hard time taking you out while you're zipping around trying to take out the other ones. Meanwhile, if you take out the hammerheads first, you're going to be getting dinged by those little smaller fighters. And I don't mean they're small fighters like tiny fighters, but they're smaller than the hammerhead. That's what I mean. So relatively smaller. So try not to fly at full speed when you're in an asteroid field. I mean, that might go without saying, but I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. Focus on using your maneuverability rather than your speed, right? So, don't forget to disengage to restore your shields. Save your missiles and torpedoes for the hammerhead. I know it's really hard to save those, but just try to use your regular weapons for those smaller ships and save your bigger weapons for the hammerhead at the end, or the multiple hammerheads at the end, right? And I want to remind you, server wide means server wide. You may arrive and see the mission complete without doing anything. Sometimes the mission completes because you arrived just as another player completed the mission. It may be a bummer for some people who are looking for action, but don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Just check your history to make sure it's completed and on to the next. That's why there's 5 opportunities to do it. This also means you may have to jump from server to server until the mission pops up, because it might not be popping up in your particular server because it was just completed, and then you might have to wait a while for it to spawn again. Another thing is, when you're going through these missions, again, there's 24 targets. That's a lot. Make sure you call out how many targets are left. Whoever has the mission, just make sure you let your team know, hey, there's only 4 or 5 of these left, or there's 17 left. Make sure you're calling out which names apply to who you're attacking, right? So you might be attacking, a Cutlass Black, or you might be attacking, a hammerhead, but just make sure you're calling out the names, because everybody can see the names of the targets. And then that way, maybe if you want to focus fire on that target, you can. If you don't want to focus fire, then people, can say, okay, you're attacking that target, I'll go off and fight some other target, depending on whatever your strategy is. Speaking of strategy, make sure you have your strategy together before you go in. There's 24 targets. 4 or 5 of those are hammerheads. So make sure you're bringing the right ships for those 24 targets, but also make sure that when you're going in, you have a strategy for how you're going to use those ships. A lot of people, they just fly into these types of things and they have no strategy whatsoever. They're just like, we're just gonna shoot and blow stuff up, right? Make sure you know where your rally points are, like we're gonna meet back at Everest Harbor, or we're gonna meet back at Seraphim Station, and you should be fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it for mission 3. So if you have any tips or anything that I missed, make sure you drop those in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for spending your time with us. Peace.